Hello folks, welcome to another entry of Destinasi GP, and I speak to you once again on a Sunday, this time from the historic grounds of Le Mans, France, where we just wrapped up the wet and wild French Grand Prix weekend. Here's how our weekend went.
There was plenty to do for both our MotoGP riders on Thursday in Le Mans. It included a stint in the hot seat for MotoGP's official podcast, an exclusive TV channel interview, as well as the usual Thursday press conference. For our Moto2 squad, Thursday was filled with plenty of preparation work. Notably, they also saw rider Jake Dixon returning from injury. Certainly, it was all hands on deck as the crew raced to rebuild Jake's Kalex race bike. Here's what Jake had to say after seeing the medical stewards.
What did the doctor say?
All good to go, bro. Ready for the French Grand Prix.
Over to the Moto3 side, Le Mans was poised to be another good outing and spirits were running high for all. Besides the usual preparations, the squad took time on Thursday for a quick track walk on top of the usual pre-race strategy discussion between riders and crew chiefs. By the way, with a paddock area as large as Le Mans, the best way to move about is of course by scooter. This meant Darren was able to meet all of the day's agenda, which included a quick virtual interview. As the weekend kicked off, both John and Darren showed promise on their Hondas despite the constantly changing weather and track surface conditions. Both had the pace through Fridays and Saturdays practice sessions, advancing straight into Saturday's qualifying 2 session. It was a tricky one, but John led the team's charge and placed 4th on the grid for Sunday's race. Teammate Darren, on the other hand, had a tougher time and had to settle with his qualifying result of 16th. By the way, here's John and his crew chief Mark Woodage reminiscing on a sweet memory in Le Mans from 2019.
We're in Le Mans, and it's a very significant venue for you guys and the team, and what comes to mind was 2019. So let's talk a little bit about that. Let's relive that weekend and that day.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, well, similar to now really. Wet, miserable, hit and miss, but from Saturday onwards things seemed to start working really well for us. First win for the team. It was a great weekend, and it really started the ball and momentum rolling for us that year. From that point onwards, we were a contender, you know.
It all just kind of came together. So obviously, the first dry win for me, which was special. It was something that took a while to achieve. So it was certainly an emotional weekend. We actually found something a bit different in Q1 into Q2, where the track was wet and we had a wet bike, and then it started coming dry. So we were a little bit softer than usual with the slick tyres in the end, and managed to find some feeling which definitely helped me, and it was kind of what I was looking for. So from that we carried that on into the dry on Sunday, and like Mark said, from Saturday morning right the way through till the end of the weekend we were fast, and to get that win fighting with Della Porta, who obviously went on to be world champion, it was a special moment. So yeah, some great memories here in Le Mans.
Some of that 2019 magic did return for John as he finished the tough 22-lap race very strongly in 4th. Teammate Darren, however, suffered bad luck with an early crash and missed out on scoring points.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break from all that action because it's time for another round of Meet the Team, and this week I spoke to somebody who is working at home for once, so to speak.
Hello, bonjour, I'm Thibaut Gravier. I'm a crew chief in the Moto3 team for Darren Binder. I've been with the team since the beginning for 7 years now. We had a very good beginning of season. Qatar went very well. We had the lap record in Qatar, we had the pole position, we ended up with 2 podiums. In my opinion, Darren is ready this year to achieve his best result so far. It looks like it could be really a very good season for him and for us, so I hope he will score a lot of points to be really in front in the championship.
Moving on to our Moto2 squad, the cold and wet conditions were just the start of their challenging weekend. Things got on well for rider Xavi Vierge initially as he demonstrated strong pace. Despite tricky weather plaguing Saturday's qualifying session, Xavi was still able to place 12th on the grid for Sunday's race. Sadly, Xavi was taken out of said race early by another rider. Things were even more trying for Jake Dixon despite having his bike just rebuilt for the weekend. The Brit could only qualify 26th on Saturday before finishing Sunday's race outside the points in 18th.
Okay folks, another quick break from all that action for a special insight featuring one of our technical partners, and it's none other than Alpinestars.
Hi, I'm Chris Hillard from the Alpinestars media office. We're currently working on a Jake Dixon suit from the SRT team. He had what many riders experience today, but thankfully he's okay and we can fix the suit. Okay, so here we have Giovanna working on Jake Dixon's suit. Now, an explanation of our racing service. We have a few technicians at the track. We're able to carry out a lot of repairs here at the track. We're able to service our athletes and riders. And ultimately, on a day like today, where there's been quite a lot of activity, we'll probably be here quite late, but we'll make sure everyone's ready for tomorrow's FP3 practice. We make the team clothing for the SRT team, many different articles for the over 60, I believe, staff that work across the 3 teams in Moto3, Moto2 and MotoGP. So yeah, we have a very good association with the team. We're very proud of that association. For a young team to be achieving as much as it does, it's fantastic for us, and we're very proud to be a part of it.
Back to the action, and like our Moto2 effort, our MotoGP squad had plenty of highs and lows from the weekend in Le Mans. Initially, Franco and Valentino demonstrated solid pace astride their Yamaha M1s, advancing straight into Saturday's qualifying 2 session. Clearly, the testing stint at Jerez held a week earlier was just what the doctor needed. This was evident with his strong qualifying results of 9th. Once again, it was teammate Frankie who led the squad's charge as he qualified 4th, standing as the quickest independent team rider here once more. As Sunday's flag-to-flag race unfolded, things got perhaps too challenging for the squad. Nevertheless, Valentino was able to score points by finishing in 11th. Franco unfortunately crashed out early. Though he remounted successfully, his 16th place finish saw him just missing out on scoring vital points.
And that is it for this edition of Destinasi GP. Hope you like the insights I brought you from the French Grand Prix. As always, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share. And don't forget to check out our next entry from the upcoming Italian Grand Prix, where we'll be racing in Mugello. And before we go, here's a special wish to all our Muslim brothers and sisters around the world.
Happy Raya to you. Kasong, Kasong.
Wishing you and your loved ones a blessed Eid Mubarak.
Selamat Hari Raya, Maaf, Zahir and Batin.
Happy Eid celebration to all.
Selamat Hari Raya. Enjoy and stay safe.
Happy Eid Mubarak to everyone who celebrates it.
Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri, maaf Zahir dan batin.
Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri, maaf Zahir dan batin.
Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri, maaf Zahir dan batin.
Salam Aidilfitri, ikhlas dari kami.
Assalamualaikum, selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri, maaf Zahir dan batin.
Happy Eid Mubarak!